Hi guys. So I just want to make this video to talk about like my experience, my second experience with an in-person like vendor experience. Vendor, oh my god, I said experience like 5 times. It's fine. So it was actually today I just got home. And I already filmed kind of my like immediate thoughts right after the market. Or they called it a bazaar, whatever. Um, but it was like all over the place, and I was also in like a university library, so it was like really loud. So I'm just gonna do it again, but like a bit more organized. So yeah. I think how I'm gonna split up the video, I'll just talk like give an intro to like the bizarre, and then I'm gonna talk about the good, the bad, and then the ugly. And in the bad, I'm gonna talk about ways I could have improved, but then the ugly was just like some negative experiences that kind of threw me off that I kind of want to vent about. But yeah, I brought my food. I barely ate all day. Um, so we're gonna do that. And it'll just be kind of like a conversation. It won't really be like a serious, like heavily edited video. I just kind of want to see, you know, my experience, my first kind of few experiences and kind of learn from them and see how I've grown maybe a couple months from now or like after my fifth vendor experience. So yeah. So to kind of introduce the bazaar, I was basically invited by a friend who was on the Arab Students Association at my university. And they were kind of doing like an Arab business bazaar to promote and support local Arab businesses and like particularly like more smaller and Arab businesses. And so I was invited, and the bazaar was to be held like on campus, in a building that had a lot of like foot traffic, from students. And my target audience for my crochet business, I would say, is people my age, so other university students. So this was a great opportunity for me, and I was like, right on board. And I think it paid off really well. I'll talk a bit more about the numbers later. But it was really good, and yeah. And if you have any questions about kind of the background of the bazaar experience, like feel free to let me know. But yeah, that's just kind of the background. Okay, first we're gonna start with the good. And I feel like I'm generally a positive person, but I feel like when I finished the bazaar, my head kind of turned into the negative headspace. Like, oh, I should have done this, I could have done that, I should have done this. Oh, why didn't this sell? Why? And I was like in a very negative headspace. So I want to try to make this section of the video longer and like really dwell on it a bit more. So this might be a little bit like kind of a little bit, but I'll try my best. But basically, I think the good things that happened were first, I felt a lot of love. Like just so many people were so many people were nice and like loved the work and like were complimenting me. Um, People were following me. I think I gained around like 10 to 15 followers, which like isn't that bad because I feel like people don't like I feel like people take a business card and don't really like follow through with it, or like they just don't want to stop and follow. They just want to shop and leave, like especially university student, like where people have class, they're just kind of walking by just to see and they're gonna go. So I think that's pretty good. So I got followers, I got people resharing my work, whatever. Someone was interested in like the pattern for one of my stuff, and I was like, yeah, like this is the video I followed. Like this isn't like confidential information. Like I don't care. Um, what else? And yeah, just people were complimenting me. Um, so yeah, that was like a positive highlight. Like 99% of my customer experiences, wonderful. Like I love them all. Everyone was so nice. But yeah, in terms of like logistics of like what I sold, um, my earrings flew off the shelves. Like immediately, I barely finished setting up, and people were like, I want that. And my mind is going to enter a negative headspace, but like, I was like, I should have made more. I could have made more money. But I'm happy that it was so well received because I was like kind of iffy on it because I was like, I don't know if it looks good. Like, I feel like it could look better. Oh, do people want like a big earring? Like, would it hurt their ear? I don't know. Um, but it like immediately, and I was like, okay, great. Like people like earrings. This is a good thing to focus on for the future. Even just sell like, not just in markets, but just normally like in my website or whatever. So I was really happy the earrings were well received. The bouquets also sold out. Very well received. Um, And people, and I think today, also the day that I did the market, it was Mother's Day in the Middle East, and this is an Arab business bazaar, so it like kind of fell nicely, and I purposely made a lot of bouquets in case someone's like, "Ooh, I should get this for my mom or for my aunt or for whatever." So the bouquets, like it was a little rough near the end because I had like a really big bouquet that was like $50, and like for like it wasn't overpriced, like it just had a lot of flowers, so I feel like people were reluctant to buy it. So I feel like that was one thing. It got sold, like someone generous came by, thank God. But like, yeah, that was just kind of like one hiccup. But the flowers were very well received. So that was good. My bags also well received. And the ones that were like most well received were the ones that were like kind of funky. I'll try to have a photo up here. But I had like an evil eye bag and like a bag with like different panels, and it had a zipper as well, so that was really good. And that immediately, like I didn't even finish setting up and it like gone. Like the girl saw it as I was setting up and she's like, I want that. And I was like, it's yours. So that was really good. The other bags, they like I didn't sell all my bags, like two were left over. And there was a bit of hiccups, like people were kind of like looking at it, should I get it, should I not? So it was like a little like hiccupy, but like I sold almost all my bags, so that was really good. What else sold well? Oh, my duck keychain and my Perry the platypus keychain immediately before I even finished setting up. A lot of my stuff, like a bunch of my stuff, like were sold before I even finished setting up. And so now I know what people like. Like now I kind of know what my target audience kind of wants. So that was really good. And I think those are the things that were like immediately doing really well. The things that were kind of like slowly kind of picking up were, like I said, the bags that were like less like creative, I guess is a way to put it. The scrunchies, I had scrunchies that were like people were kind of taking it, and in my first bazaar I sold like one, and I think this time around I sold, I don't know, I didn't really count. I probably should have counted, but I sold more than one for sure. I sold like almost 10, maybe. I would say between 5 and 10. So that's an improvement. But yeah, I think maybe scrunchies may not should be a focus in the future, maybe. I don't know. So that was one thing. Another thing that did semi well was, I would say, the other types of keychains. Like the donuts were like kind of, a little bit, but I don't think it's a particularly like attractive item. Another thing was the crochet kits. Um those also, like, I don't know if it should be a focus on, like, if it should be like a selling thing and more of a workshop thing. Like maybe I could do a workshop where people pay money to learn how to do it with me rather than just give them the supplies. I don't know. So I thought it would do well because crochet kits have been kind of popular recently, but it's a little slower than I thought. But I think I sold like 6 or 7, so it's still pretty good. Um, but yeah. Um, I think those are the things that went really well with the bazaar. Overall, it was a really positive experience. Like I made a lot of money. Um, the people were nice. I got followers. Um, my marketing of the event, I think I did really well. So how I did it was I had the week before. A week is usually generally good. It's like it gives enough time for people to be like, oh my God, but it's not like too far, but not too close. So a week before I announced, hey, I have a bazaar, and the days leading up to it, I was kind of hinting at it, like, oh, why am I making so many things? Like all of a sudden, why am I not taking orders? Whatever. Um, and then leading up to the day of the bazaar, I had, hey, are you wondering what I'm having? I'm selling earrings. I'm selling totes. I'm selling flower bouquets. And every day I would feature 2 items that I'm selling. And then the day before, up until the day before, and the day before, I was like, hey, I'm handing out free buttons. There's something for everyone. I wouldn't say that the free buttons did well. I think people liked it. And I had like little jokes on them, like crochet jokes. And people liked it. Like they were like, this is great. It was free. Like, why not, right? I wouldn't say it necessarily added to my booth or got me more sales, but I think people just liked it, and it was just nice to like be liked. I don't know. Um, so yeah, just the days leading up to it, and then the day of, I just posted on my story, "Come, oh my God, I have this, I have that, whatever." Um, but yeah, so I think those are things that I did really well and things that went well, that I can think of right now. So yeah. All right. Time for the bad. Okay, and it won't be like really bad. I feel like I already hinted at it in the good. Like I was kind of touching on some improvements. I shouldn't have done that, but in this section I'm going to talk a bit more deeply about improvements. So I think, like I said, the things that it's semi well, like I'm just going to start with what's called the keychains. Donuts are a no-go. Like they did kind of well, so I think I'll kind of do a little bit, but it will not be a central focus. I think I should have focused more on the duck keychain and the Perry the platypus, and make more of those kind of like personalized animal characters, you know? Like the donuts had faces, so I thought it would like be appealing in that way, but I guess not. So that's whatever. So I think that's where I would improve in the keychains. At the flower bouquets, although I sold out, I feel like there was, like I said, there were like a bit of, it was a bit slow, and I think the single flower bouquets, like the bouquets I was selling, it would be like one sunflower or one rose or one, whatever. Those immediately, right? Because it was like cheaper, it was like a simple, like cute gift, right? So I felt like in the future, maybe keeping the bouquets like, yeah, like 1 to 3 flowers, maybe 4 if I'm pushing it, but definitely not 5. Like the one that was 5 flowers at my bazaar today was like it kind of took some time to sell. Which is fine. Like someone wanted it eventually, but I would, yeah, keep it below that. Especially if your target audience is broke university students. But yeah, so I think, yeah, focusing kind of on a more cheaper, but like not undervaluing myself, obviously. Yeah, flower bouquets, bags. Oh my God, I should have done a bit more. I should have tapped into my creative side a little more. Like the evil eye, the funky mini tote bags, whatever. I should have definitely done more of those. Um, so for the future, I'll definitely like go a bit more, ooh, with the bags. Um, so yeah, I would say that's an area of improvement. The earrings, make more earrings. Why did I not make more? Even when I was making it, I was like, I know I should make more, but I don't want to, which is like stupid, but like I understand why I didn't want to, because I'm like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it, right? I don't want to like force myself to like crochet something, right? It's like time consuming. I want it to be enjoyable at least, right? So, and like the yarn is so small to work with, like I hate it. So that's where we're at. But definitely make more. What else? And I think overall, in terms of preparing for markets, I think I need to slow down on taking orders, through messages. That's kind of what I do. Someone messages me if they want something, and we just do pickup. I think I should slow that down and focus more on building my stock and selling in person. Like I feel like it's fun and like less time consuming, because it's like I'm just making stuff on my own time when I want to and then selling it when I want to. And people come to me rather than doing pickup, on campus where I am, and like kind of going out of my way for someone, that's like a lot of wasted time. So I might be shifting my business model, because I feel like I can sell really well in markets, and markets can, they just, kind of take it and go. And I found like my items, like sometimes the pattern would be like a little off. Like I would make a tulip for one bouquet that was like a little bigger than the other one, but like they both got sold anyway. Like people don't care. But I feel like when I was making like custom orders, since they couldn't see it, I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. But I feel like when I sold it in person, it removed the onus from me, because I'm like, you got to see it. You had the choice to not take it and you took it. So it's not my fault if you don't like it later. I don't know. Like, that's kind of my mentality with it. Not that they can't return it, but like it makes me feel less stressed about it, if that makes any sense. Because I'm like, oh, if they don't want it, that's fine. Like if it doesn't sell, that's okay. Like whatever. So I think I might be shifting my business model to that, like a little bit more, like not heavily, like, okay, I'm never taking orders through messages ever again, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Anyways, I digress. I think another thing that kind of flopped, I had crochet shrugs and like bralettes, and I didn't sell a single one. And I'm like sad. Oh, what the hell? There's a moth in my room. Okay. Okay. But I didn't sell a single one, and I was like, "Oh, like I thought that would sell the most." Like university students, it's crochet fashion is kind of becoming a thing, and they were cute. Like I feel like when I've worn my shrugs, like whatever, on campus, like or whatever wherever I went, I would get compliments on it. So I was like, oh, I feel like people would like it. But I feel like where I sold it was the wrong setting. I think people that were passing by were kind of looking for a quick, like, 10, 20, $30 thing max. Um, so I feel like that's something I would keep in mind next time. Not that I shouldn't offer it for future bazaars. I think I should have it anyway, but like definitely not making it a focus, because I think I made a lot of shrugs because I like making shrugs, which sucks because they don't sell well, but it's okay. Um, yeah, and the bralettes, like they were really cute. I was really proud of it, and I was also shocked. But I feel like I've gotten interest for them through like messages, like people messaging me about it. So I feel like if I just post it and be like, "This is for sale, take it," and I'll post the dimensions, I'll be fine. But yeah, that's one thing that really shocked me. So I'm not sure if crochet clothes should be my thing. I feel like I should just stick with, the bags, the accessories, whatever. Um, yeah, anything else? Yeah, I feel like that's all I can think about. I would say the scrunchies as well, like not making that a focus. I think I've already said that. Yeah. But other than that, I think I covered all the oh yeah, the crochet kits. There we go. I feel like that shouldn't be a focus as well. But I think I said that actually. I feel like I remember saying that. I'm losing my train of thought. I think I'll end it here. All right, now to the juicy part, the ugly. Um, and so, okay, I'm gonna categorize the situation as like, this is just something that kind of brought me down, and it wasn't something I could improve on. It just kind of happened, and I need to like let it out, you know. But yeah, so I've during the, I said earlier in this video, 99% of the people that passed by were amazing. I loved them. I felt loved. It was great. But then like the 1%, like not that it overclouds the 99, but there was that 1% that I was like, what the hell. So there was like this one instance where this person, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but I felt kind of like disrespected as an artist. They were trying to like haggle the word, I don't know, like negotiate the price, and it was like a bouquet, and bouquets like are beautiful and they take me a lot of effort. And like I know it's gonna be more expensive than real flowers. This is literally handmade, right? Like each flower takes me like 2-3 hours to make. Like not including the cost of the supplies, right? I'm like buying the wooden sticks, I'm getting the wire, I'm getting stuffing for some of the flowers, like the tulip and sunflower. I stuff it, right? Like I'm not even getting paid minimum wage to make it, and like the person was haggling, like they wanted to pay like 30 instead of 40, like, and I'm like, and then they were like, can I do 35? And I'm like, no, like this is the price that you will be paying. It says 40, it's 40. I didn't say that, but I was like, no, I'm not lowering it. I put in a lot of work. This took like 8 hours to make, right? I'm not giving it to you for that little, right? And in my head, I'm like, if you're not going to pay 40, someone else will, right? And the person was like reluctant. And then they eventually were like, and they were e-transferring me because they didn't have their card. And, so they kind of had the power over the price. And they were like reluctant, and they were like, okay, like, here it is, right? And I was like, thank you. And I tried to like act all smiley, but it was just like so uncomfortable. Like, why would you? I don't know. I just, like I said, I felt disrespected. Like, it was like, oh, you just don't value my time or the effort I put into this. Like, you just think I bought this and wrapped it up and sold it. Like, no, this is like each stitch is made with these hands, right? Like, my arm has been in so much pain the last week because I've been crocheting so much to like make things for the bazaar. And so I don't like it when people ask for a lower price, right? And I've had um, another instance, and it's kind of related. I've had instances with friends where they asked for lower prices, and I'm like, what? Like, why are you guilt tripping me and, not acting in a supportive way, right? As a friend, you should be paying full price, right? And offering to support my business in any way you can, right? Not asking for free things or asking for a discount. And so I had a friend, I guess, do that today. And I was like, oh, and not to put anyone in an uncomfortable situation, I let it go, but I lost like um, a lot of profit and like an item that I know for sure other people would have paid full price for, right? So I was like, I don't know. I just felt, again, disrespected. You just want free stuff. Um, I don't know. So it's kind of hard, I think, like for me navigating having a business but also being a young person with like, being in a social circle and university and whatever, where people kind of know about you and they want things from you, and you feel awkward taking money, and then there's some people that want to take advantage of that. So I don't know. And those are just like two instances. Sorry, I'm like recovering from a cold, so my throat is kind of nasally. But yeah, those were just two instances where I was like, oh, like that's kind of shitty. I don't know. And like, I stood up for myself for the first person. I was like, no, it's 40 or you're not getting it. But the second person was like a friend, right? So like, it was kind of hard. Like, what do I do in that situation, Because you don't want to say no, because then you kind of look like a bad friend, but then they're also not being a really good friend by doing that. So it's just an uncomfortable situation. Um, but regardless, I think, we move on. It's okay. I'm not going to let that get to me. And I think it's something I'll learn for next time, like standing my ground, you know, um, and, not backing down on my prices, because I need to remember that I put in so much effort in these and I'm already undervaluing it just to please people. So I need to stop doing that. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to end my video here. Um, Thank you for tuning in. I think I still need to unwrap everything. Like, I have it all here. I might actually, before I end the video, I might show everyone what I have left over. Alright, I got the bags right beside me, and I'll show you guys kind of like what I have left over. So starting off, the crochet tops I was talking about, they all kind of look like this. So this is one of them. So this is like that. It's like a, yeah. It's very cute. So I had a black one. I had this like chunky dark green one. I had this like kind of chunky colorful one. And I really like this one, so I don't know. And this one, it's like kind of woolly. This one's also cute. And then this last one, it's more solid. It's not like mesh, and a little bit more covered, but kind of like that. So I don't know. None of them sold. So I was like, but it's okay. Next thing I have is, so the bouquets, I said they all sold out, but I had like a jar, and I just had 4 of these flowers, but one of them got sold. Like, it was a daisy and 2 daisies and 2 lavenders, so one of the daisies got sold, so I just have this. I just didn't know where it fit in a bouquet, so I was like, it's good decor. So yeah, I have that. Um, I had, this is the coaster that it had the jar with the flowers I just showed, just to show the coaster being used to like show its functionality. Um, yeah, and then I have, let me grab, so these donuts. So I sold a few, but like not enough, right? Like I still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6. That's so bad. Yeah, that's what I see right now. But it's just like 6 donuts. And I had, okay, so I think, you know what I sold? I think I had 3 oranges, 3 greens, and 2 yellows. So I sold, and 1 white. So I sold the white, 1 orange, and 1 yellow. And I still have the mint. So I don't know. I might sell them at another bazaar if I do one, or keep them as like a gift. But I'm really shocked the donuts aren't selling. Like, I was like, these are amazing. Like, maybe I'm just like hyping myself up too much, but like, I don't know. Anyways, these are the other crochet tops I was talking about. So this is like a bralette. And this is like a dark green. So this is one. And then here I did this one. It's like a rusty orange. And daisies. So I was like, this is so cute. So I don't know. I'm not like feeling hopeless. I think I'll just take pictures and then post it. And I know someone online will want it. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah. And this last one, it's just like plain black. Yeah. So those are all the crochet tops. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier you guys saw the coasters. Here are the coaster sets. So it's like sets of 4. This was like a gradient of like oranges. This was like kind of like pastel rainbow. And they didn't sell, and it was originally a higher price, and I lowered it to see if someone would take it, and no one wanted it. So I might also just kind of post it and see who wants it. But yeah. And then here, I actually sold a good amount of scrunchies. Like, I'm actually kind of shocked that they sold well. I have just a couple left. Yeah, these ones. So this is really good. And then lastly, I have the bags. So this is the first bag I ever made, like first ever crochet bag. And I lined it and added a button. Originally, I didn't have that, and I was like, let's see if someone would buy it. Like, I'm not going to use the bag, right? But no one did, so I guess I have it now. So I don't know if I should just keep it as like a memento. Like, I shouldn't get rid of the first bag I ever made, but I don't know. We'll see. So this is what was left over. Even though it was way cheaper than the other bags, so I thought like someone would be attracted to that. But I feel like markets always teach me that price doesn't matter as much as you think it does. But yeah. And then this is another bag that was left over. I have another one that's like this, but it's like pink gradients. And that one got sold, but she's picking it up another day. She just couldn't make it. So I just kind of like reserved it for her. But yeah, this one is the same thing. It's like lined and it has like a button. Yeah, there's yeah. So this one's beautiful. And it's like a shoulder bag. So the other one, I wore it like this because it was like a shorter strap. But this one's like this. And I think it's cute. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm gonna end the video here. It's gotten really long. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, I like doing these videos. I hope like future me who's looking at this, like, you learn a lot and like you see how far you've grown, like, I really hope you continue doing this thing at least part-time. it's really fun and I enjoy it and it brings me a lot of happiness. So, yeah. Anyways, bye. I crushed the moth.